Bullet ran into your garden. I think he likes you. Hi, Bullet ran into your garden. I think he likes you. Finally, the day arrived. Bullet ran into Tanya's garden. I ran behind Bullet and pressed the doorbell. The door opened. And there she was, Tanya's mother. It was like when you order burger with fries, they serve you roast corn with pol sambol. I panicked. And I said, Auntie, Bullet ran into your garden. I think he is like you. And I swear, Bullet was grinning when he raised his leg and started watering Auntie's favorite anthurium plant. It was as if he was telling me, this is for not giving me the chicken bone yesterday. Every dog has its day. Now, when my dad heard about it, he was mad. He said, you better buy her a new anthurium plant. And listen, don't tell your mom about this because she already complains that Bullet has my genes. So now I bought the anthurium plant and kept practicing what I should tell Auntie. This is for you, Auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. This is for you, Auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. This is for you, Auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. The next day, I pressed the doorbell. The door opened. And there she was, Tanya. This house is like my father's pocket money. What you expect is never what you get. So I panicked and blurted out, this is
Is the audio lost?
Yes, Toastmaster Farweez, I was just gonna say.
Okay, let me see.
pocket money. What you
Now can you?
This is
Okay. I think there's a problem from that point onwards. Let me play another video. Hold on.
Farweez Imamudeen.
Can you hear that?
Yes, can you?
dog has its day. Now, when my dad heard about it, has my genes. This is for you, Auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. This is for you, Auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. This is for you, Auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. The next day, I pressed the doorbell. The door opened. And there she was. Tanya. This house is like my father's pocket money. What you expect is never what you get. So I panicked and blurted out, this is for your auntie. My dad gave it. Please don't tell my mom. Tanya screamed, Tasha! Tasha? Tanya had a sister? I didn't know that. So I waited. Tasha came running, wagging her tail at mom. Tasha was a Rottweiler. Long story short, dogs are not man's best friend because best friends don't bite. I couldn't go to school after that for a few days because honestly, I couldn't sit. But how can I tell my teacher what happened? So once again, I turned to Khanna. Khanna wrote me an absent letter. I gave it to the teacher. The teacher looked at me and asked, "Where was the alms giving?" Alms giving? I was expecting a stomachache or a headache. Alms giving. I was clueless. I turned to Khanna. He gave me the hint. I looked at teacher confidently, dead straight in the eye and said, "Dear teacher." The teacher took me to the principal and he gave me a thundering arms. Now, I will never forget the day Tanya moved houses. Because that was the day she gave me this miss you card. I will miss you so much, Farweez. Here's my phone number. Please give it to Khanna. Life is the school we never go to. The best lessons come out of it. Life is a good one. He will make it seem like boss all is well and then push you in the well. Life is a Khanna, a friend in need. Can take what you need. But life is also you. You can still come up on stage and laugh about your life, even after getting a thundering alms giving.
Right. So I hope you enjoyed it. That was the speech that was given at the district finals this year. Right. So let's break it down. But before we break it down, now what you saw was the final speech that was delivered at the district stage. But the question I had personally, way before I got to this point, was how do they write these great speeches? So I would look at the world champions, right? Dhananjaya, Katani, or Prasian, and I would wonder, oh my God, this is an amazing script. How do I ever write a script like that? But then I realized that was not their script. That was not their script. Because their script started way long ago. Because the script that these champion speakers delivered on stage was their final draft. Sometimes their 50th draft, sometimes their 100th draft. Where it began was in the first draft. And I think that is what we all have to understand, because the first draft is the most difficult draft, and the first draft is never funny. Well, if you get it funny, good for you, right? That means you're brilliant. But to me personally, it's never funny. I'm like, oh, what's this script? How do I refine this? How do I extract humor out of this? That's the question I have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compare my first draft with the final draft, so that you will have an idea of the process, where it begins and where it has to end, right? Because our contests begin at club level. And from the club level to the district level, you have months. And how many contests? Club, area, division, semis, and then district. 5 contests, right? And you might even end up writing around 30, 40 drafts. So I want you to break down this process by showing you where I started and where I ended. So let me share this screen with you. Right. So just to give you an example of what it means to refine, this was the script that I wrote for the ISC the previous year, and this is the first script. Okay, so just browse through the script. So this is how it goes. Draft 1. It was a few days after my daughter Huda's 6th birthday. I was in the living room, sipping a nice cup of Ceylon tea and reading The Alchemist, when I heard meow. What would be your first reaction? My first reaction, pull my feet up. I almost spilled the best tea in the world on my favorite book. Huda was standing by the door, smiling, carrying a kitten. I was terrified. Now, this is my first draft. But when it got to the final draft, 32, this is all what it had. It was my daughter Huda's 6th birthday. I was in the living room, enjoying my tea, when I heard a terrifying noise. Meow. I jumped off my couch. Huda was carrying a kitten. It looked like an AK-47. Right? Now, from here, it got to here. So what happened? Every time you refine your draft from one to the other, make sure that you drop everything that adds no value. Kill your darlings. You might like something in the script, but if it doesn't add any value, just kill it. Take it off. Take it off. Right? And look at what has happened here. Huda was standing by the door smiling, carrying a kitten. I was terrified. Right? Now that was not funny. But when I added this, it looked like an AK-47. Now that's funny. They laughed when I delivered that line. So what happened was, I gave them a picture. I added a simile so that, I'm comparing the kitten to something that can shoot you and kill you. Right? That's how much I was terrified. So instead of just saying terrified, when you say AK-47, that gives them a visual of what you're trying to explain. So I think we should always all master the art of refining, and refining takes time. And this is, mind you, my 30-second draft. So let's move to my humorous speech script. So this is my first draft. I still remember the day when Uncle Jude and his family moved into the house next door. I still remember because he moved in with what I needed to fulfill my goal. A 16-year-old girl, her name Tanya. The only problem was she was like petrol. Her value kept going up by the day. And I was like the Sri Lankan rupee. Now that might have been funny, right? But I was not happy with it. So I started refining. And when I got to the 17th draft, I dropped everything that was not adding value, like Uncle Jude. Why do I not need Uncle Jude? Right? He's not going to add any value to the script. So I dropped him. And moved into the house next door. No value. Let's drop.
Farweez
Okay, and this is all I had.
Imamudeen.
Sorry, my Bluetooth was playing up, so the video played in the background. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so this is the 17th draft. Let's go back to when you were 16. Out of all the, okay, was it? Yeah. What was the probability of you getting a girl as a neighbor who's 16? Less, right? 16 and beautiful, very less, right? 16 and beautiful and smart, no chance, right? But once again, this was not good enough. This was not funny. People laughed when I delivered this at the area level, I suppose, but this was not good enough for me. So I kept refining it. And this is the final draft, right? So from here, from all these sentences, we got to here. What are the chances of a 16-year-old boy getting a 16-year-old girl as a neighbor? 50% chance. 16 and studying, 20% chance. 16 and studying and single, no chance. Right? Now, what happened here? Let me break this down to you. Number one, now, when I say, what are the chances of a 16-year-old boy getting a 16-year-old girl as a neighbor? Now, people can relate to that. Whether you're a boy or a girl, we've all been through 16. We've all been through that age where we are attracted to the opposite sex. So we all know that's a particular need of that age, right? And we can all relate to that. So the audience will recognize when I add that question.